Initiating moisture.
I'm doing it again, baby. I'm dropping my pants and I'm hitting you with the truth. It's a moist meter for a show that's still going on. This is only the second time I've done it. The first time was for The Promised Neverland due to disappointment and disgust with season 2. This time I'm doing it for Jujutsu Kaisen and for a totally opposite reason. I am so fucking blown away by how enjoyable Jujutsu Kaisen is that I just want to do the moist meter now, so that way you can watch the show and catch up before it ends in a couple weeks. This show is extraordinary. I would argue that this is the best shonen can get. It is every episode better than the last. The action is absolutely beautiful. The visuals in this show are outstanding. You know, a lot of times when there's action in a show, it'll typically be like 2 frames of action and then just the camera moving around or they stop to talk. In Jujutsu Kaisen, you'll get 30, 45 seconds, minute, 2 minutes of just pure high-octane, nuts-to-butts action, full throttle. It never slows down when there's a fight, and there's so many fights. Like, imagine Demon Slayer episode 19, but stretched across the entire show. Like, every single episode of Jujutsu Kaisen is just as good as Demon Slayer's episode 19, which fucking blew up Twitter when that episode aired. Demon Slayer is still incredible, still a huge fan, but I would say Jujutsu Kaisen in the action department is even better. And now, I'm not just a fucking caveman who likes to see, you know, fists flying and titties all over the place. I can also appreciate good characters, which Jujutsu Kaisen has. Now, they're not the deepest characters. I don't want anyone to be misled here. You're not going to go in there, hear a character's backstory, get a tear in your eye, and then have, like, a moment of self-reflection on your own life. It's not, like, the most thought-provoking, deep shit. But the characters are really fucking cool. Every character is so badass. They each have their own cursed energy techniques and all this shit. In a nutshell, the show is about curses and the people that fight curses. And the users of cursed energy all have their own unique traits, and they're all fucking cool. Like, one of the characters is a goddamn panda that just beats ass, has multiple attacking forms. It's like some shit out of Tekken. It's just, every character is so fucking cool. My favorite character is Todo, who's just this massive, muscular meatball monster man who just loves women with a big ass, and he believes that any man that likes tall women with a big ass are like his best friend. And he's just fucking cool. Like, everything in this show, like, I don't know how else to describe it. Mappa is the studio behind the animation, and they've just done an incredible job of making every single aspect of the visuals just incredible. Every single fucking frame is a masterpiece in Jujutsu Kaisen. I don't know how they do it, because they're not even, like, compensating with CGI, or if they are, it's not noticeable. I haven't noticed any fucking CGI whatsoever. It's crazy what they're doing with Jujutsu Kaisen. If you haven't started it yet, you absolutely should. If you like action or shonen, it's super good. I really do think it's as good as shonen can be. Every episode has some crazy fucking battle in it, it feels like. There's only like a couple episodes I can even recall where there wasn't a huge fight that broke out in there. I mean, it's so good. Like, it's so fucking good. Again, I don't want anyone to go in there expecting some kind of narrative masterpiece that's gonna have you, like, fucking blown back in your chair, hanging on every word and every breath. But the story's fine and the pacing is good enough where it just gives many excuses to have a ton of fucking characters encounter each other and just put dick in ass and go full on. So I have no problems with the narrative. I've seen a lot of people complain about it, how it's, like, simple and predictable. But who gives a fuck? Like, it doesn't matter if it's simple and predictable if it's executed well, which I think it is. And it allows so much cool shit to happen. Like, there's nothing I dislike about Jujutsu Kaisen at all. It's also complemented by a really good score. I think the soundtrack to the show is really fucking hype. Anytime there's anything going on, you've got, like, this beautiful crescendo that makes me want to stand up and start lifting weights to be like Todo. Like, I mean, it's cool. Like, I really can't think of any other ways to describe this that don't make me sound like a middle school boy hitting puberty just talking about how something's dope, but it really just is. It's something that you can sit back and just be super entertained by. So I'm just going to plug Jujutsu Kaisen into the moist meter now. I'm giving it a 90%. Now, the only reason I'm not giving it a 95%, which I've explained in the past, I usually save 95% for shows I think really innovated or changed something in their genre. I don't think Jujutsu Kaisen has done anything like that, but I genuinely think it is as good as shonen can be without completely reinventing the condom of the genre. I really think that Jujutsu Kaisen reaches the highest possible level of the genre. I think it is so fucking good, and I have nothing but praise for the show. I totally agree with it winning Anime of the Year because it deserved it. It is something special, and I wanted to make this moist meter before it ends because I really think all of you who haven't seen it should give it a try. I'm often asked, like, what anime would I recommend to someone that either hasn't watched anime or just fucking hates cartoons in general? First of all, I don't know why you'd even ask me for an anime if you just fucking hate animation, but I get that question a lot anyway. This would definitely be one of the shows I'd recommend. This is a show I feel like anyone can enjoy, even if you don't like anime, don't like cartoons. It is just so good that I think, regardless of your taste, you would probably find something to like about the show. So I really think Jujutsu Kaisen is something wonderful, and I'd highly recommend it. Now let's talk about Crunchyroll. As I've mentioned multiple times in the past, Crunchyroll is pretty much where I watch all of my anime. Even the more obscure shit I can find on Crunchyroll, they pretty much have the majority of anime that you can possibly think of, dating back to like prehistoric era of animation. So Crunchyroll just has exactly what you're looking for most likely, and it comes in a beautiful 1080p HD ad-free when using Crunchyroll Premium. The episodes are professionally subtitled. They also drop up to, like, as soon as an hour after they air in Japan via the simulcast. You can access them on all devices, Xbox, PlayStation, Roku, Android, and you can just watch so much anime so conveniently in good quality without having to worry about like inaccurate subtitles or it looking like dog shit. Crunchyroll just has the best anime in the best quality, so if you're interested in trying Crunchyroll, you can get Crunchyroll ad-free for 14 days by signing up at crunchyroll.com/penguinz0 or clicking the link in the description below. That's Crunchyroll ad-free for 14 days at crunchyroll.com/penguinz0 or clicking the link below. That's it. See ya.